Hi, so I just got back from my run along the beach. It was Saturday morning. I went for a run this morning at 8:30. It was absolutely beautiful. Sun was out. It was just amazing. And there was hardly anyone down there. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't do that all the time. It was just that I was awake and I thought, actually, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get out and have a run. So have a look on Facebook and Instagram, because every week we do our live feed, and you'll be able to join in with the comments as well, which is a bit more fun. But now that I've got back home, I'm going to make up another jar, and I do one of these every week, called Flu Shot. So in here there's loads of all this veg and fruit and lovely stuff that's full of antioxidants and things that are going to hopefully stop you picking up all those bugs that are flying around at this time of year. Everyone is going down with colds. Some of the kiddies are a little bit snivelly, so I'm thinking, right, I need to get some of this in them today. So the things I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using some celery, which celery, as some of you know, is just an amazing thing. You see lots of people doing like celery juice diets and things, which I don't know, I'm not entirely sure perhaps are the best things for you, but not just to have celery anyway. But celery as part of other things, the reason it is so fantastic is it's great for digestion. So if you're someone that has a problem with your digestion, you can do things like peppermint tea, that's also great for that. But celery juice is really good. It's also full of antioxidants, believe it or not, and it has vitamin C in, which you wouldn't think from celery. It also helps to reduce inflammation too. So if you're somebody that suffers with that, it's a good thing to try and get into your diet on a regular basis. Lemons, obviously vitamin C and everything, so they're great for the flu shot juice. I've also put in some carrots because, again, there's just, I mean, anything that has colour, and that's one thing you'll start to learn as you become vegan, or you're on your vegan lifestyle journey. You'll notice that any of these things that have colour, the more antioxidants and more vitamins and more minerals. That's why we don't do beige foods in our house. We don't have the bread, we don't have the cereals. You know, anything that doesn't have colour doesn't basically have anything in it. So you want to get all this real good stuff into your diet. The other thing I'm putting in is about 60 grams of ginger. Now, I love ginger. I didn't used to, funny enough. When I was younger, I used to hate it. And even up to probably about, I don't know, 8 years ago or something, I just really didn't like it. I remember having it when I was pregnant to try and stop me being sick in the mornings, because it's one of those classic recipes that you hear of. But it just didn't help. Kind of made it worse, I think, really. But now I think that I'm on, this really high vitamin and mineral diet. Now that I've changed the way that I think about the stuff that I eat, I'm using ginger an awful lot, and I've actually really fallen in love with it. Start off slow if you're not sure about ginger, because it is quite powerful. But for this particular mix that I'm putting together, which is for Flu Shot, you need to pack this in, because this is just amazing, amazing stuff. The other thing I've got is some pineapple. Now this I've taken out the freezer because I buy fruit, so it's another top tip. I buy fruits and veg, but it's mainly fruit, you see, that's reduced in the supermarkets. Obviously only if it's okay. If it's all going yucky and stuff, then don't go near it. It's just not worth it, because it won't have anything in it that's beneficial anyway. Most of the nutrients and antioxidants and vitamins and all this sort of stuff that is known well for with your fruit, once it's picked, that actually disappears within, it starts to deteriorate straight away. So if you think that it's maybe spent 2 weeks on a boat coming from another country, which, we won't go into the carbon footprint of that, but, it's losing all of its goodness throughout that journey. So when you get it in the supermarket, it's actually not an awful lot left, which is why things like the superfood powders that we sell, and I've got some here, so I'll grab some here because these are the ones that I use. So like the Your Super ones that we do on our website, why these are brilliant, because they're picked and they're actually then dried and everything straight away. They retain all their nutrients, so you're not getting as much as you think in fresh stuff. So always get stuff as fresh as you can buy it. Don't buy it and then, leave it in your fridge for a week. And if you can, go to an independent as opposed to a supermarket, because you don't know how long that's been on that shelf. So that's another thing to sort of think about anyway, and to research. The other thing I've got here is, so that was our pineapple. So the other thing we've got is beetroot. Now we're using raw beetroot. You could use cooked beetroot, but again, when it's cooked, you're losing a lot of the nutrients, which is the idea behind the raw foods. I eat a lot of raw foods because I want to get as many nutrients and vitamins and stuff into me as I possibly can, and that's the best way of doing it. Plus the fact, to be honest, it's so quick and simple rather than spending hours over the kitchen every night. But these beetroot here, so these are fresh. You can juice the stalks as well. There's loads of goodness in their stalks, and if you get the green leaves and stuff, there's a few bits there on the top. So again, if you can buy it from a greengrocer or a farm shop or something, as opposed to a supermarket, because they tend to cut all that stuff off. There's loads of goodness in that, and you can put that through your juicer. So I've got 1 beetroot that I've cut up for that, and I've also got turmeric, which we know is just excellent for all sorts of things, inflammation, and you know, it's just brilliant to put in your flu shot. So all of that I'm going to chuck into the juicer. I'll use an Omega juicer. I'm trying to get these for you at the moment to put on our website, because I've had a lot of people ask me about where's the best place to buy them, because I have found this to be the best all-round one. I've had quite a few juicers, some cheaper ones, some more expensive ones. This one is, for me, is the best one. And we're going to put it all through here, and then I'm going to show you the juice at the end. I'm going to put it in a jug like this in the fridge, and then my kiddies and my husband and I will all have a shot, you know, like a shot glass amount every day, and that all just helps keep your immune system up. I mean, the great thing about these beetroots as well, if you don't know, beetroot is one of the top 10 best foods that you can have. It's rich in antioxidants. Honestly, it's the top 10, and that's probably something that people don't have in their diets most of the time. So I'd encourage you to try and use more beetroot where you can. It's fab in salads. You can put it in hummus and things as well. Honestly, just go for it. It's got vitamin A, vitamin C, it's got folic acid. It's also good if for heart health. It's just so many benefits. So I'm going to pop it all through here, and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So first of all, I'm going to put through the celery. So I'll pop through the celery. Now I've already done about 3, you can see it going down slowly. I've already done about 3 stalks. The way to tell a good juicer is when you get your stuff out the end, look, it's not wet. You can't squeeze any more moisture out of this, it's quite dry. So that's all coming out the end there, and all the yummy juice is going in there. So that my 4 stalks have already gone in. Okay, so next thing I'm going to put in is the carrots. So I'm going to cut these off just a little bit thinner. It's easier to get it through your juicer if the stalks are not quite so big. It's pretty good, this one. It can cope with, you know, most stuff that you chuck in it, but just make it a little bit easier to go through, and it's quicker too. So that's all going in. And then your ginger, so you can chop your ginger in. Might need a bit of assistance getting down that carrot because it's that a little bit thicker. There you go, that's all gone through. So pop your ginger in, and the smell as well is just amazing. I put this in my green juice that I have every day too. And then I'm going to chop up some of this pineapple, pop that through. You can see it all coming out the end there, so you're getting all this dry pulp. If you separate out the pulp as well when you're doing it, you can use it in things like cakes. We've got ducks, sort of rescue ducks, ex-laying ducks in the garden, and I give them all of this stuff as well. So I just chuck it out in the garden, they come along and gobble it up, they just love it. So there's more ginger going in. And if you've seen some of my other videos as well, you'll know that although juicing is fab, and I just love my juice, I have a juice every single day, don't just juice. Because the thing about the juicing is it actually concentrates all the sugars, and you're taking all the fibre out, because all of this stuff here is the fibre, and fibre is really good for you as well. So although it's fine to have your juice, and certainly your flu shot, because there's obviously not, you know, a huge amount in there, I would make sure that you're also having your smoothies and things like your superfoods and stuff during the day as well that are using the whole fruit, the whole food, because it is far better for you. If you've got the fibre in as well, it helps your body break down the sugars, whereas if you're just having juice, most of that is sugar. Now, okay, it's good sugar, it's not like you know, your caster sugars and stuff that you're putting in your cakes and everything, but it's still sugar. So just be careful not to overdo it on the juices. Okay, so beetroot's in. Lovely, gorgeous beetroot. So beetroot's all just about gone through. Look at this gorgeous colour coming out through here, and the juice down here is just amazing. So most of the lemons have gone through now. I'm just finishing off with the last one. The smell is amazing, honestly. The ginger, the beetroot, the lemon, everything is just incredible. So I'm going to put the turmeric in a moment, and a few more of these beetroot stalks too, as I was saying, that were really good. If you can't get fresh turmeric, which is quite hard to find, I really struggled. Some people say they found it in Sainsbury's, but I've not been able to find it in Sainsbury's, but if anybody knows, then please leave a message in the comments below and let me know. But the great thing about this is that you have got it on your shelf and you can just add it in. Okay, so that's the last of it going down now. You can see all the pulp that's come out the other end. So I'm going to switch that off. And one thing you can do with your juicer, which I do quite often, is to just have a little bit of water ready, and when you've finished, you can leave it running for a bit. When you've finished, particularly when you've had things like ginger and stuff like that, is to just run a teeny bit of water through, and it'll clear through all the bits that are in there. Obviously you're going to wash the machine later anyway, but you just don't want all that gorgeous flavour and all the juices and things stuck inside the machine, so just have a little bit of water to wash it through. So now that we've finished, I'll get that out of there, put that under there to catch any drips. You can see the colour on this, guys. Look, oh, it's just amazing. So what you do is you get your jug. Now you can use anything. You can just, you know, anything that's got a lid, you want it to be sealed if it's going to be in the fridge for, you know, quite a few days. This probably won't last us all that long because there's 6 of us and we all have a shot of it every day. But oh, colour, look, is just amazing. And again, if you're not a fan of beetroot, or you're not sure, you know, that's going to be a little bit too much for you, if you're not used to drinking all these pure fruits and vegetables and stuff all at once, just cut back on some of it. So maybe only put a small amount of beetroot in to start with. You actually can't taste the flavour as much as you might think so. The colour obviously is much deeper than anything else you put in there. Okay, so we got it all in our jar. I've added about 2 teaspoons of turmeric, giving it a bit of a mix. So seal it down, label it up with your flu shot. Pop it in your fridge and make sure you take one kind of, you know, like a normal shot glass type thing. Take at least one of those. You can drink more. You can have a couple of glasses a day if you want to. It depends how your diet is and whether you drink a lot of juice and things. But it is just fantastic for so many different things, and hopefully will stop you getting those winter snivels.